Warning, this podcast contains a sea bitch.
And spoilers.
Yeah, that.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Once Upon a Time, Season 4, Episode 13, Darkness on the Edge of Town. I'm your host, Dom. With me is my co-host, Omikins.
Hi.
Are you gonna make it?
A little bit.
A little bit? Alright. Clio?
Hello.
And Rachel.
Howdy.
How's it going, ladies?
Good.
Good.
Glad
Yeah.
to be back.
It's been way too long.
Oh, yeah.
Huge break.
Definitely.
Way too long. After this huge break, was this a satisfying episode?
Yes.
Yeah. I enjoyed it very much.
Yes.
Nikki?
Nikki doesn't like anything.
It was an alright episode for me, but I'm still stuck on the whole, like, they built Maleficent up so much in Season 1, Season 2, they made her seem, like, so crazy powerful, they locked her up in a dungeon, and they made her into a wraith, and they made her stick into her dragon form, and all this stuff, and then now you see her, she's kind of wimpy. Like, when she was tossing the magic at the demon, she's like,
Okay, well, here's something to keep in mind with that. Is if you've noticed in all the flashback scenes we've seen with Maleficent in the past, her staff has had the orb in it. She shattered the orb to give Regina the curse, right? There's no orb yet. So all these flashbacks predate everything that we've seen already with Maleficent. So this is origin Maleficent. This is before any of what they've shown us so far.
I don't like
Also that demon absorbs darkness. That's what he does. And she's shooting dark magic at him. She is making him more powerful.
Well, I mean, I wasn't, like, criticizing the demon. Hell, I love the Shadow. He's from
she's
Fantasia,
talking more about
correct?
Rumple.
Yeah, that's Cherenbog.
Yes. So, I mean,
Cherenbog.
I like that. I like that a lot. But,
Yes.
like...
She's talking about how
did-
Rumple's more powerful than Maleficent. That's
No.
what she's getting
I'm
at.
also just
No.
saying that if it was a normal monster, those hits would have done something. But since this is a demon that absorbs
I wasn't.
dark energy,
I know it absorbed. It was just the way she was throwing the magic at him. She was literally like squealing, like every time, wimpy at him, and I'm
I
like,
didn't hear her squeal.
I didn't hear her squealing like
I
that.
paid attention very, very much so because I wanted, magnificence from Maleficent.
Well, this was probably before.
Yeah, like I said, this is before anything that we've seen from her right now in the show. This predates everything that we've seen of her.
He
So
took
there's
the
still
orb
time for her to
off,
become badass in these flashbacks and see it. And we still don't know what she's like in present day right now because...
She's dead in present day right now.
Yeah. So...
The
Yeah,
way Rumple talks, there's no way she's dead.
Oh no, he
No,
said she's dead. He said that
He's
they
gonna
have
bring
to
her back.
resurrect her. He said we had to bring her
okay,
back.
This is something that we talked about the last episode when we covered the heroes and villains. We said, get the band back together.
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
did Rumple say?
We're getting the band back together.
Yep.
There's one of our members missing. We have to reunite the band.
Yep.
And I was on the floor. I was laughing because I just like
Perfect.
The whole. I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so they still Rumple said they have to resurrect her. So we're gonna see however they go about doing that, and we know bringing people back from the dead is kind of a weird thing, but we also know that there was something about how Rumple brought her there in the first place, and as the failsafe, and we know that there was something with Charming and Maleficent with the potion and all that.
Well, we know there was something with Charming and Snow White and Cruella and...
Yeah, and it's
so we don't
interesting
know.
how they're going to deal with that topic because we already know that Charming as David, the actual Charming, put the potion inside Maleficent's stomach. So they can't now predate that with something beforehand. So in the flashbacks that they're showing us, they have to advance that quite a bit to give the thing. And I think My personal opinion on this is whatever happened with them is going to have happened in the second curse. When Zelena, when Zelena's curse was cast and they all went back and they had the missing year, I think something happened there. And that's what's going to deal with this whole story.
Because they never really tell us what happened in that missing year.
Right, and this would be a good time to address it. Also, we know that Rebecca Mader, who played Zelena, is coming back for a flashback. So, if they're going to have the Wicked Witch in a flashback scene, then we're probably dealing with that missing year.
Talk about things we don't know from that chunk of time. We don't know what really happened to Mulan. We don't know what really happened to Aurora and Philip, even though they're magically back, There's a lot of things they never answered. They're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. We don't have to answer that. Like, really? You don't have to answer that?
Yeah. Aurora had a baby in that missing year. And we know that much.
Not so bad.
Yeah. So, what were you guys' opinions on Ursula?
She's baller.
I love her sass.
Well, I wish she was a little bit taller.
Yeah.
In a 64 Impala?
She's pretty tall.
And a rabbit in a hat with a bat. She's
taller than Rumple.
I just like the fact that, she ended up working at an aquarium. And then her house was full of fishes.
Nikki looks so confused, so I just have to throw out there I was giving a Skilo song reference.
Okay. Well, I mean, Ursula is the queen. She's like the evil queen of the sea. I mean, she's gonna have things that are familiar around her. It's not absurd for her to be working in an aquarium and have aquariums around her.
It's just interesting to see how we've had her portrayed before as she's like evil and all this, and she's got like squids and eels and like all these crazy kind of things around her, but she seems like she loves all kinds of sea life here. Like, she's working at she's got a little mini aquarium in her house, and she's like sitting there. She's in the middle of talking to Rumple.
She had 5 tanks in her living room of her apartment. There were like 5 different fish tanks.
Yeah, but Rumple's in the middle of like telling her something important, and she just like diverts her attention and starts talking to the fish in the tank.
She'd rather talk to fish. She'd rather talk. She likes the fishes. She likes the sea life more than she likes people.
I mean, she is looking for her happiness, right? So, I mean, maybe that's where it comes into play. She can't truly be happy with her fishy friends, right? Because everybody is on her back, or because of her responsibilities as the evil queen or whatever. So, I mean, she looks happy when she's with those fish.
We know she has a bad background with the evil queen, so...
She is not herself a queen. She is revered as a sort of deity to that place that Eric is, and she's... I think
kind of a sorceress kind of
she's not a leader. She's just a
sorceress.
Well, she's like she's an evil witch. But I mean, like, the only reason why Regina is a queen is because she got married into that. So, I mean, she's, just an evil witch.
Right.
But she has the title. So, I mean, I'm kind of like comparing them and kind of connecting them. And, I mean, she's a deity, but I mean, the easiest for me to say evil queen, evil witch, whatever.
Yeah.
Sea
still Triton's the king.
Sea bitch.
Unless he married there, that'd be a whole other story.
Yeah.
Because Coney Island got messed up by the hurricane. That's why. Okay, Lee. I'm sorry.
Lee Silver in chat asked, why doesn't Ursula live in Coney Island? And
this show started before Hurricane Sandy, so maybe she did live in Coney Island but lost her apartment.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but housing Rumple was actually kind of comical. We get to see Rumple cooking ramen in the microwave, and
for some reason, him standing in front of a microwave in a bathrobe made me laugh so hard.
It showed it showed how weak he was. It just showed how, him not having the power. He's completely helpless, like a little baby.
He's not helpless, though. That's the thing. He proved that he wasn't helpless. He was just, he's just in a bad spot. And, to be, lounging around in a robe and cooking stuff in a microwave, that's not weakness.
Well, in a way, because
It's laziness, not weakness.
Laziness. He didn't want to get out of his room.
Out there, his strength is his manipulation, his powers of manipulation, which he used. He did. But his true strength is with magic. Yeah. And without it, he is sort of like a sniveling little, Well, don't shoot me! Don't shoot me with your blinged out gun.
I know, right? It had rubies and shit.
That was a
ever
diamond plated gun.
Yes.
It had rubies on it, and I was like, really?
I'm like, nice bling.
Okay.
What was that like in her jacket?
In her giant ass coat. That's probably why she picked that coat.
Cruella, correct?
Yes.
Because I didn't notice the rubies and like the uber shininess of the gun because I was still stuck on the whole part where she's puking green breath on things.
What is that?
I was like, I am so disappointed. Why did they do this?
She is a witch. She's
I'm
it's
the one.
Her power of persuasion to animals.
I think I was the one that was the most vocal about this going into it. How she needed to not have any powers and all that. And I actually, after seeing it, I was fine with it.
It's just it seems really, really weird. It works in this situation, but. Like, I always look back
on animals was kind of creepy.
I'm like, it's like...
I mean, she ate an onion.
It seemed like Long Island...
I'm sorry.
Long Island in that big mansion is where she belongs, and Storybrooke is not where she's... Like, it doesn't feel like not Storybrooke. The Enchanted Forest. It doesn't feel like the Enchanted Forest is where she's from. It feels like, that mansion in Long Island is where she's really from.
Yeah.
It's just it feels very weird.
Yeah. I know she went by the name of Cruella Feinberg.
Well, I assume she just married a rich bitch,
No, that's exactly what she did. She married some rich guy.
He was getting carried away because he didn't pay his taxes. That's exactly what happened.
Probably.
That's right.
Probably, but like we see him going out in cuffs, and something just had happened. Like it just happened. Is it a coincidence that Rumple just happens to be standing there when it happens, or do you think Rumple had something to do with that?
Oh shit!
He had his finger in it.
He probably screwed up with their finances or his finances, and that
he had to have.
Or reported him to the IRS.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Feinstein has not paid his, taxes in like 5 years. You should probably go pay him a visit.
All I know is she scared the crap out of those IRS people.
Yeah, the FBI who was like seizing her jackets. She's like, no, this one is mine.
She goes, this was mine before I even met him. And the guy was just like, oh, okay, dude.
Yeah, the guy was like, oh.
You can have whatever
I don't want none of your bejeweled pistols, please.
But then when they got in Cruella's what is the car called in the movie? I don't even remember. She had like a nickname for it. I haven't seen 101 Dalmatians in so long.
I didn't think the car had a name. It has a name.
It had some kind of name.
It was a Duesenberg?
She had like a nickname for it.
But she still drives crazy.
Yeah, but she was so happy to have it. But we just got off of the ramen microwave scene with Rumple with Ursula. And now we go to Mr. Cluck's, where they're having a cluckety-cluck-cluck day.
Oh my god.
That was hilarious.
And the look on Rumple's face, like, get me out of here.
I was not expecting that scene, so it kind of made it fun. It made you like, okay, yeah, they've been living in this world for so long.
Yeah.
But he's also like, I don't want any of that junk. And I'm like, you were just eating cup of noodles. Like, that's not better.
No, it's no better. Because
worse, baby.
Look, all that sodium. That is bad for you.
Like 400 pounds
I don't think
sodium.
he's looking after his health. I just don't think he wanted to have a cluckety-cluck good day.
He wasn't feeling it. No, because I think the part of it was like the ramen and everything. Like he was already down the dumps. So there was nothing progressing. So he was kind of like he was depressed at that point. But now he's got Cruella like on board with this. He's written the letter to Belle as the Oxford professor and just like tricked her, and there's hope now into coming back into Storybrooke. He's got his hope. He's got his purpose. He's got his reason for being back. So the last thing he wants to tolerate is Mr. Cluck, So
all I want to know is why does Cruella always look like she has bedhead?
it's,
With all that money, you think she would be able to afford a comb?
maybe that is her style.
I think-
don't know.
That's her
Some rich
style.
people have really weird hairstyles.
I think maybe I'm gonna have to bleach half of my hair.
Oh,
For-
dear Lord.
do it,
this
please,
show.
please do it.
Oh, God, that would
Give
hurt
you a
your
dollar,
hair.
a whole
A
dollar.
make
whole
it that-
dollar?
To make it that platinum, that will, like, your hair will fall out.
Yeah? I'm doing it.
Okay.
So, we mentioned Chernabog, which was from Fantasia Night on Bald Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of disappointed by him. What would you guys think?
What? You were disappointed by him? I thought he was fucking awesome.
He was amazing. What can you do as him? Like, he was used to being cooped up in a cave. I mean, and then he gets released and there's open air and he's like, yes, I'm going to seek out all the darkness. And
All
then,
the evil hearts.
and then Emma and Regina, they vaporize him with the
Going across
protective.
the line.
Yeah, it's just like, he has no human self, so he's just gone.
Yeah, he's just magic.
He's just
You know,
magic. He's gone.
When they said, he seeks out the heart without the most darkness or whatnot, and he was going after Regina and
It's the.
Emma.
it's
I
the-
knew he was actually.
It wasn't
going after
Regina.
Emma.
Yeah, it was.
I knew he was
It's
going
the
after
heart
Emma.
with the most potential
potential.
for darkness.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it could be someone whose dark potential is never realized.
Exactly. So just because it was chasing Emma does not mean Emma's gonna go dark side on us. She's not gonna pull a Darth Vader.
Well, you
Yeah.
have seen previews of the
I have.
future. She does kind of get manipulated by Ursula and
You don't know
Cruella,
if she's
and
doing
then
it on purpose or if she's doing it to.
you
when
see
the
her
trust-
face. All you have to
Oh.
do is see her face. I mean, she could be faking it, but that preview was like enough for me to be like, this is gonna get interesting.
I missed it.
Stop.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jinx is.
I don't know.
attacked.
The reason I didn't care for Chernabog is because Chernabog kind of has this reputation in the Disney universe as being the most evil creature that Disney has ever created. He's basically the most pure form of evil without having
demon.
any motives behind it. He's just evil to be evil. There's no ifs,
Well,
ands,
he's
or
a
buts
demon.
about it.
Well, he's a demon, so of course he's evil to be evil.
Right.
He's
And there's so much potential for this, and it was handled in like 5 minutes.
I mean,
Well,
I'm
what else
not
are you
sure.
gonna do with them? Set him free in the real world? Yeah, that would go over real well.
he-
Well, I'm also not sure that's the last we've seen of him.
It's
We don't
possible.
know-
I mean,
don't know for sure if he's gone.
yeah, he is just magic. Maybe he can be summoned again.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a demon. He's
and
a demon. He doesn't have he really doesn't have flesh and blood. He's a demon.
Rumpel knowingly put his hands in there so that Chernabog would be released, knowing that Emma and everybody else would take care of him as a distraction, so that he could play his little games, get Ursula Cruella across the border, and, start his plan.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I do
Chernabog
think
was
that-
just a distraction.
Rumpel's plan definitely involves coaxing Emma over towards the dark side.
Of course
Yeah.
he does, because
He
she
thinks
has
he can do it. And,
she
uh,
has
it's
a
not
lot of
gonna-
power.
It's not going to be so easy.
She has a lot of potential power she's not tapping into.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Chernabog got released when the fairies were free.
or at least.
And
I love. Was it Snow that said maybe he's a fairy?
Maybe he's a fairy.
I
I
love
want to know what was going on in that hat, because Blue seemed awfully shook up about.
I don't know if she was so shook up about necessarily. Yeah, she was definitely devastated from what happened in the hat, but she also seemed like really scared or reluctant, apprehensive to talk to Regina.
Exactly. There was something going on. There was something that hat she knew was going on, and I don't know. She's not
Regina.
telling.
Regina also looked shook up after she freed them from the hat because she was shaking and she was holding the dagger like this, like
Mhm.
white knuckled grip on
Maybe
the
she
dagger.
felt the power of the dagger. Who knows?
Something's up there.
I don't know. I mean, it's possible, like, Chernabog could have been chasing the fairies around, or there is something much more powerful in
if-
that hat.
Yeah, I think that if he was chasing them around, I think she would have told them that he's coming too. But
Just to say
Yeah, I
that
think so,
Maybe
too.
she's so traumatized that she doesn't want to talk to anybody. She just wants
Yeah,
to,
then
like...
she would have known what that was. That no one knew what it was.
I think it might have been something in the hat that happened in the hat that was a little unrelated to Chernobog or
I mean,
the
just
fairies.
a possibility. But I mean, like, I figured there's something in there that is so crazy powerful that she knows eventually it's going to happen. They're going to have to deal with it.
Well, the apprentice is still in the hat.
Well, he's not going to do anything to scare her.
Well, I'm
like
not
that.
saying that, but I'm saying if he's still in the hat, Lord knows what else is in the hat.
Yeah.
We only know what's been recently put in the hat.
Mhm.
What happened before?
Right,
Yeah.
and I actually like the little twist on the hat is once it's freed from the hat, it can't go back in the hat.
Go back in.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of that's definitely gonna play a role at some point. So
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
who knows where it's going. What I would like for it to go is put in some special magical being into the hat and have him come out no longer a genie.
Wait, maybe he's already in there. Hold on, maybe he's already in there.
He could be.
Princess Deadpool.
Could be. That would be a good reason to have put the knave
Yes.
in this season.
Yes,
To begin with.
Because
Yes,
there's been a big timeline gap, right?
Mhm.
Because Once Upon a Time in Wonderland happened in like season
2.
2?
Yeah. Mhm.
So that's like 2-year time gap
Yeah.
or so.
And he's we don't know what happened with him and Anastasia or what's happened in Wonderland. Who knows? Wonderland can be all fucked up right now, and he's trying to figure
Anastasia
out.
could be in the hat.
Anastasia.
I doubt it.
Doubt that.
But
Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, I mean, I did do some digging before this season started back up again, and I kind of know about some future characters, but I'm not gonna,
yeah, we'll
reveal them.
we'll
but
get into
I'm gonna
them.
say there are some
Deadpool.
interesting casting.
We'll
There's
be
interesting
touching
casting.
on some of them. One of which is Ariel, which kind of has to come in with the whole Ursula. I'd be
Yes.
very disappointed. We could assume Prince Eric would probably be coming in as well.
I hope they do something with Prince Eric because he was kind of a paste kind of person.
Yeah, but we'll be getting into them. But one of the big things that Blue revealed this episode is that the author and the sorcerer are two
Not
different
the same
people.
person.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know why he has the author's books.
Yeah. So I
Yin
think
said the sorcerer.
I think this kind of blew our theory out of the water because we were under the impression the whole time that they were the same person.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Well, so was Regina.
right,
Yeah.
right. But I'm saying even us personally, like before when we were speculating this before she was really hot on the trail of this, is we were convinced that it was the same thing, and we just thought from the start it was the sorcerer. We didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, we didn't think anything of it because the sorcerer in his house, he had empty freaking books. I mean, that was our.
Well, I mean, it was even before that. It was even
I
before
know.
that. But that's what really
solidified it. Yep.
Yeah.
But
So.
the fact that she's like, well, I don't know where he is. He hasn't been seen in years. So he has been seen, but it doesn't seem like Blue's willing to give up that information.
It's also probably in hundreds of years. So
the thing is,
well, she's old, so she might have seen it, but it doesn't seem like she's willing to give up that information. At least not to Regina.
Blue said, he or she.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't know.
Well,
but she kept
the
saying
author, she said she never met him, right?
Yep.
But she said he hasn't been seen in years.
Right.
Yeah.
So someone
has seen him.
Someone has seen him.
It's probably the sorcerer. So I think they're going to have to find the sorcerer first. So they're going to meet Yensid first.
I just don't think Blue's coming forth with everything.
No, Blue's hiding something. Like you can tell when she came out of the hat, she was shook.
I swear to God, if she's the author, I don't want to watch this show anymore.
No, I don't think she's the author.
I know, but I mean, if they go that route, because that is a possibility, because she's being so secretive, and she's obviously being secretive. Like, she's like saying,
She might be being secretive because the sorcerer hasn't been seen also in years, and he probably wants to stay hidden.
Well, all right. So let's just try to figure it. Do we still think the sorcerer is Yensid?
I mean, if
he
it's
is
the same
in Fantasia.
in
Yeah,
Fantasia.
If we
sorcerer,
But he could be like Merlin from Sword in the Stone.
I'm thinking more along the lines of Merlin now, because Yensid seems too obvious at this point.
So you think that the sorcerer is Merlin and the author is Morgana?
The author is Madam Mim.
Madam Mim? I don't think the author is Madam Mim, because she's a villain, so she wouldn't be writing all happy endings for the heroes. She's his arch enemy. She doesn't like him. She's a villain in Sword in the Stone.
Yeah. Well,
they could twist it.
I'm still Madam Mim as a...
We know Once Upon a Time is very good at twisting things. They could very well twist it.
But I don't think it's Madam Mim.
I'm sorry, it's been a long time.
If they did make Madam Mim, she'd be a shapeshifter. Because that's what
Of course. Because I'm trying to think of what is going to lead into... This is the way I work. Is I'm thinking now, the author / sorcerer, one may be revealed earlier, but the bigger of the two has to be revealed toward the finale, right? Because that's kind of what, and I'm thinking it's going to be the author, because that's kind of what's been building this whole season, right? And whoever the author ends up being is going to lead us into the next season. So I'm already trying to think of how can we tie something into next season that we haven't seen already, because we know that they like to give us new kind of things like that. So I'm thinking, that's why I'm thinking Sword in the Stone, is because you get Merlin and Madam Mim in here, and you get all kinds of possibilities.
Sword in the Stone, you get King Arthur, you get all that, and then you could go into,
and you could even still tie that into Cinderella, which is what we're kind of speculating is going to be at some point next season. Is we're going to get some Cinderella.
Tie what into Cinderella though?
I just thought
it could be
Sword in the Stone tied into Cinderella.
I would say Sword in the Stone can do more Robin Hood than Cinderella, but
I was just thinking,
that's hundreds of years of.
We're kind of focusing on Disney characters for the author.
Mm-hmm.
What if the author is not a Disney character? What if he's a Greek god?
It very well could be. We also have a theory. We also have a theory in chat. Danette Stone King in chat says that he has a theory. Or she has a theory that when you she thinks it's future Henry. Who better to write fairy tales than the heart of the truest believer?
But then why would
that would implicate time travel?
It would.
It would.
And then why wouldn't he give Regina, one of the moms he loves, a happy ending?
He kind of did. We saw this alternative page.
But that was if she met him in the bar, and then Roland wouldn't have been born, and all this other...
It could be something along the lines of that he had to create the other story to allow the future, or allow the past to lead to the future that it needs to be led to.
Yeah.
She had to go down this path of heartbreak and all this to get to where she needs to go, because if she just had her happy ending right off the bat, things would not have worked out for the best for everyone.
It wasn't really right off the bat. It was in that...
I don't think that
in-between stage she had. She was in that in-between stage where she could have gone bad or good, because she was thinking about training with Rumple, but at the same time she still had that twinge of good in her. So it was right at that time where she could have went either way.
The thing is, if she would have went good, David and Mary Margaret, Snow and Prince Charming would have never been married. They never would have had Emma, and Emma never would have had Henry. That's why, if this is the theory that we're going to go with, future Henry, that's why Regina had to go down her dark side, because then he would have never been born.
I mean, we already know time travel is possible. We just dealt with it in the finale of last season. So we already know that time travel is 100% possible.
What?
Did you forget Emma going back in time and dealing with Snow White and...
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Wow, Clio.
Don't bring that up. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. Her character came back.
Can I talk now, though? Can I say something now, though? Because it's been like 10 minutes since I've been able to say anything. I was just reading that Madam Mim is based on Morgana, so maybe it's not Madam Mim. Maybe we're led to believe that the author is Madam Mim, and it ends up being Morgana, who's a sorceress who rivals Merlin in power. And then I was gonna say, I don't think it's Henry. I don't think it's gonna be anyone we know. The author. I don't think it's gonna be anyone we know. Because there have been doors opened in the past few seasons to different kinds of characters that we can be introduced to, and I think that they need to follow one of those roads. I don't think it should be someone we know already.
Yeah. We also, Lee said Lee Silver in chat says he read a theory that Blue is the author.
She does. She looks mighty shifty.
She is. She's hiding something. I don't know if she is the author, but she's hiding something.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back to a theory that Sev actually threw out of who the author is.
Princess Deadpool?
No. No, this was a couple episodes ago. A couple of our podcasts ago. August.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he did come back. He did give Henry the repaired book and all that stuff, and he did add pages in the book while he was there.
But he did get turned back into a little kid, but we haven't seen him since then.
Correct, but we do know August is coming back.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
So
I miss August.
That immediately, with 10 episodes left, that immediately throws a red flag. Why bring back August? Is it going to be present day? Is it going to be a flashback? We don't know.
Because they turned him back. He gave him a second chance.
Right, but
and
then
he went back to being the kid. So it's like
right. But here's the thing. Here's how they could bring him back. We know that the author left clues in the thing. So if Henry's going through this book and he's got the magnifying glass and he's looking at all the pictures or whatever, and he sees Pinocchio or something in every picture or something symbolizing Pinocchio, that they have to. Blue's gonna have to turn him back so they could question him. Like it's as easy as that.
I don't know. We haven't seen Pinocchio or Geppetto at all ever since that.
Right.
Yeah.
That time. We haven't seen either one of them.
But we will be seeing them very soon. Very soon.
Well.
So. Yeah. I don't know. As for the sorcerer, it's like I said, I think it's either Merlin or Madame Mim. The writer, the author, whatever, doesn't necessarily have to be one of those two. I would like the sorcerer to be Merlin and the author to be Madame Mim. I think that would be really interesting, but I don't necessarily see it going that way.
I don't think there's any reason why Yensid and Merlin can't be the same person.
It's true. It's true. I don't... They're probably going to turn it that way in this universe if it is, because I don't think they're going to call him Yensid. I don't think they are.
Probably not.
And just simply because they started... The doubt that was put into my mind was because they started putting Fantasia into this episode now. So we've already had the brooms... first half of the season for The Apprentice, and now we're having Chernabog. So I think just throwing so much Fantasia, they're not going to be like, oh, Yensid, because that's obvious.
Hippos and tutus.
Hippos and tutus.
I thought it was, the alligators. Didn't the alligators have tutus?
They both had tutus. Everyone had tutus.
No, the alligators were the guys. And
they were the guys,
and they were dancing with the hippos.
Oh, okay.
And the ostriches.
Yes.
I love that one.
But
also Fantasia deals with Greek stuff. The satyrs and all that whole
that's why
Dionysus one.
What if the author is a Greek god?
Yeah, that would be
here's one that will
world fantasy
probably make Clio happy. What if the writers Mulan
and tales like that is something?
What if the writers Mulan?
That's not gonna work.
Well, you never know.
I just want Mulan back.
Yeah.
What if the writer isn't? But what if the writer isn't magical? Maybe it's just reason why the sorcerer has the books is because he makes the books magical and gives them to the writer.
At this point, it can go anywhere. We have nothing about the author because.
But I'm just saying, maybe that's why he has the books. Because he makes them magical, and then the author doesn't have any magic, and author writes the books.
But the author would have to have an immense knowledge of literally everything that happens to these characters.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Past and present.
Yep.
And future too. A little bit future.
Maybe it's Moses.
No.
It's Jabus.
Oh gosh, no.
It's Herbie the love bug.
Herbie the love bug.
Which
it's Kronk, damn it.
Which actually that reference that Regina was talking about why she picked yellow, a yellow bug, that just
But Herbie's not yellow.
Yes, he is.
No, he's
not.
white.
He's white.
He's got like stripes on him too.
I thought he
He's
was
white
I thought he
and
was
with
yellow,
blue.
and then it like faded white, and they painted him white after that.
No.
No, he's white.
White
Yeah,
with
he's white.
blue and red stripes on him.
Really?
There was a car in Herbie that was yellow, but it wasn't Herbie.
Was it Herbie's
he's a little
girlfriend?
Herbie. I don't remember. I thought the girlfriend was pink. Because, I don't know.
Yeah.
Girls are pink, obviously.
Girls are pink, duh.
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 Gender binary. Man.
Yeah, Herbie had the number 53 on him too. So
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It may have been like
Herbie was yellow.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think the author has like his or her own magical powers.
Lee Silver says Yensid was on a post on Killian's board in the library.
Really? Oh, I missed that. Nice catch.
Yeah.
Let's go
Usually,
back and
I
check
mean,
that out.
usually, Dom pays attention to that kind of stuff, but he didn't catch
Dom,
it.
where you at?
I normally
Way to
pause.
go.
I normally pause the episode and start looking on the board and all that, but I guess I didn't. I remember when I watched it on my DVR, it's like, oh, I'll go back when I put it on my computer or whatever. I'll go back and look at it, and I completely forgot to. So.
Yeah, but the sorcerer being called Yensid could be a name, a pen name or pseudonym he uses. Like
Yeah.
It could be. I think they're gonna go a completely different
if
route
he's
though.
referred to as Yensid, it's a cover name, and his name is really something else.
I mean, it's the same way like they slipped Mickey Mouse into the thing. They didn't call the apprentice. They didn't name him Apprentice Mickey. They could have
Turned
just
him into a
made
mouse.
him a guy named Mickey. They could have done that. They didn't.
Yeah.
They just showed he was nameless, turned him into a mouse, and we're like, aha, Mickey Mouse, I got it. So they could do something like that. So,
But Merlin's a good guess.
Yeah, we could.
I mean, there's a lot of sorcerers and stuff in the Disney vault.
There's a lot of things in Disney.
I want to see Gurgi.
Who?
Gurgi from the Black Cauldron.
That's not Disney.
It is.
Yes, it
It
is.
is a
Black
Disney
Cauldron is
movie.
Disney.
It's Disney.
I think
It's
that's
It's so old. Nobody remembers that it's a Disney movie.
No, it
but
is definitely a Disney movie, but it's kind of like the B side of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. I don't know
It's like
why.
Treasure Planet.
no,
Everybody forgets that's a Disney movie too.
I don't forget. I know that's a Disney movie.
So it's kind of right around the same thing.
I have an animation cell of Jim and the robot. I don't think it's on my wall. No, it's not up on my wall. It's in my closet.
Aw.
I don't know. I'm really curious what else is in that hat. Like, what are they gonna unleash on us?
There's something that happened that freaked the fuck out of the fairy.
Maybe,
Literally be any magical creature in the world.
Maybe Madam Mim is in there.
Maybe.
Maybe the sorcerer himself is in there because somebody turned
Okay.
it around on him.
All right, that's why I didn't think Black Cauldron was Disney. It was released by Disney, but it was made by Dark Fantasy Adventure Film. It wasn't made by Disney.
yeah,
it was
it
released by
doesn't-
Disney.
Yeah, it doesn't share a lot of Disney animation style, but
No.
it's part of Disney.
Yeah, it was released by Disney, but not made by Disney.
I mean, it's kind of like Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle. Now that that's been dubbed and stuff, it's part of Disney. That's kind of the same thing. Like, I prefer, yes, they're Miyazaki movies, but to me, they're also a Disney movie.
But that also explains why in the list of Disney canon movies, Black Cauldron is never listed, because it is a Disney movie, but it's like Miyazaki films. It was not made by Disney.
Yep. So what do you guys think about
love that
them
scary
carrying
ass
over? They carried over the Frost Queen's scroll, over here
Well,
and allowed
they had
them to
to figure
cross
out-
over into town.
Well, they had to do something because
Yeah.
else you're going to bring them into town.
There was no other way that was, handy and quick for them to figure out.
Did you
Otherwise-
think Rumpel was going to come back into town this soon?
No.
No.
I
Well,
honestly didn't know.
How long did he say?
It was
said-
like,
It's been a while. Because
it was like, how long did it
I want
take
to
him
say
to
it's
get
been
there?
like 2 or 3 months.
It's
Yeah,
gotta be
because-
at least 3.
Yeah, because she said, you've been on my couch and stuff for so long. Ursula said when he was at her place.
It must have been a couple weeks.
Yeah, so we don't know
Just imagine like a gross homeless man living on your couch for a while.
Yeah, we don't know how long he's been searching for them and how long
he's been in his bathrobe for the entire month. So
yeah. He hasn't changed his clothes.
Oh, I remember.
Leave the house.
Killian said it when he was in the library with Belle. He's like, it's been 3 weeks and nothing. So we know from the moment that Rumpel left to the moment he was in that library, it had been 3 weeks. So it was just the moment that Rumpel... Yeah, only 3 weeks.
What was Killian referring to? It's been 3 weeks and nothing from
them
what?
Trying to find a way to get the fairies out of the hat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I would assume that would have been right away.
Yeah, they had to have started on that immediately.
Especially Hook, who feels guilt-ridden over it.
Oh, of course he does.
I mean, the hat.
It's only 2 weeks.
See,
I don't know. I seem like it feels like it was longer.
It should have been longer.
No,
maybe it was. Maybe it's 3 weeks since like they started trying to get them out of the.
I mean, there's little things too, like that they could have spent some time on and didn't focus too much on. Like, for example, Robin Hood. Like, that was a big thing that happened. Robin leaving or whatever. They just threw a tiny bit of it in there to slip it in and be like, hey, remember this? And
I mean,
they moved on really quickly, and that was great. So I like the fact that they didn't try to just sneak the knave in for absolutely no reason, you know, just to be like, hi, guys, I'm here, but I'm not going to do anything like I've been doing the last 12 episodes.
Don't forget about me, I'm still drunk.
I would like to see how Robin and Marion and them are dealing with the outside world.
Yeah.
I definitely think we're going to see that, but I don't think it's going to be for another 2 or 3 episodes.
Probably not.
To be honest, I don't think it really matters.
That's just because you hate Marion.
No,
I hate Marion.
I think it really doesn't matter at this point.
I think Marion's going to realize that she doesn't. That she just can't live with the fact that he doesn't love her and care about her the way that she cares about him.
But she's not going to remember that.
No, she's not going to remember.
What?
She doesn't have her memories. They don't have their memories of Storybrooke when they went over the town line.
Well, Rumpel did.
Yeah.
Rumpel's a little different.
He still lost all his power. Why wouldn't he lose his memories?
Well, no, that's because outside of Storybrooke, there's no magic.
But I think Robin does know because he did look back after he crossed back.
Maybe that's something they eradicated and we just forgot. But I mean, I don't think knowing
it might be because it's a cloaking spell and not the curse.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure when Emma and Henry lost their memories, it was purposeful. Like, Regina put that on them.
Yeah.
When Henry and Emma lost them, when?
It was
when they lived in New York for the year.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
before the second curse.
You know,
that's because the town was actually gone. That's why.
Yeah. Well, no, that was to protect them, to give them a life.
I don't think they took Robin and Marion's memories. I think they still have them.
I just don't think that knowing what Robin and Marion are up to is relevant to what the story is right now. I mean, to have a whole scene of them trying to make money to survive, it just...
What if Marion is Madame Mim?
She's not magical.
Right?
That's not going to, justify anything for her.
It's going to justify more hatred out of Nikki.
No, I like Madame Mim. She's awesome.
There is the connection between Maleficent and Robin and his merry men.
Yeah, and the merry men are going to be tied to Maleficent, so Robin Hood's got to be tied as well if that's the case. And
the knave, and
yeah. So we're definitely gonna see them worked into this story. 100%, it's gonna happen. So, but so yeah. We saw at the end Rumpel coming into town. Yeah, they actually, Ursula Cruella lived up to their end of the bargain. They brought Rumpel in just when he was giving up hope, and he turned around and he went to leave. They throw the scroll out. He strolls into town, tosses his cane away, marches right down the center of town.
How does no one see him? There's cars behind him.
I know.
What?
Like, seriously, dude?
It's
coming back under.
What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? March down the center of town and walk right into his pawn shop and nobody's gonna know he's back?
I know, right?
Well, I don't think anyone's there, so...
No one's in his pawn shop right now. I don't even think Belle's been in it.
He has magic again. He can make himself look like somebody else. Yeah. And nobody would know.
I don't know.
He can make
I just think
himself look like Geppetto or any of them peoples. He can make himself non-existent.
I don't know. I just think he's getting a little too cocky.
Yes. Oh, you're completely right about that.
He's completely, like, he's overestimating himself. And he's probably a little bit too confident in Cruella and Ursula at this moment.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's kind of humanized and he kind of like, oh, they like me.
Well, I think they're going to see, you know, what Regina's done with her life and be like, you know what? I don't think maybe not to the full extent that she's, you know, totally changed her life and stuff like that, but
no,
I think there's going to be a little, because they have, you know, living that long, for who knows how long they've lived without magic, knowing who, you know, because after they've been after they escaped the cavern, we don't know how they got to.
It's true. It's
the
true.
Real world
they
and
have
stuff.
been living in a non-magical world for a very long time, but they were so used to having their power before that, they became like it was a natural thing for them to be evil. Now this power is probably the same level it was before they got it taken away. It's gonna become a power surge, and they're just gonna lose their minds and become evil again. That's just like they got hit in the face, and now they're like, I'm ready to tear this world apart.
I don't know. There's going to be so much. I think there's going to be a lot of backstabbing going on.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of potential for redemption from Ursula and not
Ursula,
not from Cruella.
No, Ursula seems she could be.
What about Maleficent? We haven't seen her in present day right now, but
we haven't seen her yet. We can't judge it.
Based on the flashbacks.
If they go by, you know, the actual books of Briar Rose, all that kind of stuff, Maleficent didn't start off evil. She was a fairy that didn't get invited to the coronation of the princess and got pissed off.
I mean, we just saw the whole Maleficent movie with Angelina Jolie, and, you know, spoilers, she was redeemed at the end of that, you know? So...
She was pissed off because the dick stole her freaking wings, and then she was just like, you know what? I have super magic now.
Because, you know,
no, that, okay.
True love and everything,
For what that movie was, the cutting off of the wings was really fucking brutal.
It was.
It was.
Yeah, and that's the reason why she was so mad at King Stefan, because...
It wasn't just King Stefan, it was every human. Because
he kept them in a glass box.
He talked to them.
He had problems.
He talked to them.
It was Stefan. Yeah. It was Stefan. She fell in love with him, and then the king, right at that moment, said, I need the wings.
Well, he needed proof that she died.
I don't like this creature. I need the wings. Yes.
He needed proof that she died. He didn't want to kill her, so he took the wings as proof.
Right, so who's to say we don't have a similar background going on with this Maleficent? We don't know yet. So if that's the case, there's room for redemption with her. Cruella, don't see it at all.
I don't see that at all either.
She's too dumb.
She's batshit crazy. I'm sorry.
I don't
it's not that
see
she's
it.
crazy. She's crazy. She's greedy.
That too.
That's why
she's a gold digger.
I ain't saying she's a gold digger.
Gold digger.
Messing with no brokenness.
Once she finds out that...
Whoa!
Hey, it's called a song. Go look up the lyrics.
It's like when she finds out that Rumpel's name in this world is Mr. Gold, she's going to be all over him.
She's going to try.
With her glass of whiskey, and she's going to be ready for that shit.
I can see her trying. I can see her so trying. Trying to get up on that Mr. Gold.
Oh my God, Lee! Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Baskerville? You mean like Sherlock?
Yeah!
If you guys are going to comment on something that's in the comments, you got to comment on the comments.
I'm sorry, I was just so like,
you got to read
hit me. It hit me. I'm sorry.
Cruella, do you think we will see the Hounds of Baskerville?
I love that idea because, I mean, we had Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was in kind of the same spooky realm, and I like the spooks.
Yeah.
Then will we see Sherlock? Better be Benedict Cumberbatch, you bastards.
Not gonna happen.
So we see at the very.
He needs to either be Benedict or he needs to be a mouse.
I love the Great Mouse Detective.
Basil. Right? Isn't
Basil.
that his name Basil?
Yep.
Yeah.
Detective Basil.
Sorry. Go on. My bad.
We see at the very end of the episode, Snow, Charming, and the Queens of Darkness all have this shady little meetup out in the rain under these dark black umbrellas. Where did they get these umbrellas from? Is there an umbrella shop in Storybrooke that they just happened
Maybe
to,
there is. You don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, so something goes down, and we know that there's something Snow and Charming don't want
Emma
the rest of Storybrooke to know, especially Emma.
Especially Emma, but like the whole rest of Storybrooke too. They don't want nobody to know.
I want to know.
Well, we're gonna find out.
To do with Emma.
Are we?
Yeah, obviously we're gonna find out. They wouldn't have this ominous scene if we weren't gonna find out.
I think it has something to do with that missing year, and they know that there's something in that missing year.
I 100% think it's the missing year. But
and
also,
they didn't want them to come over.
No, this sounds like back, because she said what happened in the Enchanted Forest. This was back. I feel like this is
the missing year was in the Enchanted Forest.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
and that'll explain. That could explain how.
I kind of get the feeling that they were put in like their situations in like say New York, Ursula and Cruella, when the first curse happened. So the whole like missing year thing.
We don't know when they were put in.
I know, but that's how I feel. I feel like they've been there for a very long time.
We know Maleficent came over with the first curse, but we don't know what happened. Ursula could have been completely gone in the water realm somewhere.
But if they came over in the first curse, wouldn't they be been in Storybrooke instead of them?
Something happened and they got thrown out.
They got thrown.
Doesn't no one really remember that year?
No. Well, they got their memories back.
No, they did get their memories back.
They haven't told. They really haven't discussed what happened in that year.
I mean, don't forget Snow White and Charming share the same heart, right? So that was the very end of that missing year with the curse when Snow and Charming cast the curse, or Snow cast the curse.
Mm-hmm.
And then she separated her heart and put it in both. But don't forget Snow White's heart is darkened as well, so that's now part of Charming.
Oh, it's darkened, all right, because she just laid down the law to those two.
She threatened that she was going to rip their hearts out.
Damn
sure. It was hilarious, because they were like, she's like talking to them, and they're like, and then she said that, and they're like,
you're not going to do shit. And then, like, yeah.
But having a spot, so we've talked about having the spot on Snow's heart. That doesn't mean that she's going to turn evil or that she is evil. It just is a yin and yang thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, I mean, it does give her, she can be a little sassy. She can be a little, bitchy here and there now. She's not a completely innocent soul anymore, where she is completely naive to anything dark.
Well, look what happened when she freaked out on the dwarves. During the
stress.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
I have a baby screaming at me. You cannot be screaming at me either.
Yeah, I mean, she's toughened up. She's realized that she can't be the goody. She can't be the everything's gonna be all right kind of person, because everything's not gonna be all right.
She's still pretty.
No wonder Regina turned evil.
Well, she is, but I think she's realizing not everything's gonna be okay.
I just want to know
in the town, not everything's gonna be okay.
Who was babysitting Baby Neil this whole episode?
Granny, yeah.
Oh, was she? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we barely saw any of Baby Neil.
Babies can only work so many hours.
Yeah, because we saw a shot of the loft, and it was at the table was Granny with Baby Neil, and they pull back, and there's Emma.
It was Emma.
Oh yeah.
With her massive guns, like I am jealous of how ripped her arms are.
Well, hello, Granny protected Red for how many years? She's a badass.
It's
Granny.
that shotgun.
I thought it was a crossbow.
Yep.
She had
a
crossbow in the Enchanted Forest, and
shotgun.
Got a shotgun here.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Granny.
So you guys have anything else for this episode?
Totally good.
Yeah, I loved it. Of course.
Yeah. I'm just I'm waiting for it to build. If I set my standard at like, oh my god, it was awesome. As it gets bigger and bigger, I'm going to be like, I'm so overwhelmed, oh my god, and then there's going to be something tiny that happens, and I'm just going to, fall.
I just like the fact that they're setting up things and
They
they're
are.
doing it. They're doing it in a really good way.
They
it's
do
gonna
that
flow.
every time. Their setup is amazing, and that's why I'm not saying that it was it was a good episode, but I'm not saying that I was super excited about it because I'm waiting for the better stuff to happen.
They do a good job at giving us a little and turning that little into a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the exception of Chernobog.
He was a big thing, and then he turned into something little.
Yeah, exactly.
Many, many particles of little.
Mm-hmm. But next week episode is called Unforgiven, and in it, David and Mary Margaret suspect Cruella and Ursula have come to Storybrooke looking for something more than their own happy endings, something that threatens to reveal a secret that they thought was long buried. Emma begins her own investigation of Cruella and Ursula, but she can't shake the feeling that her friends and family are keeping something from her. Regina and Henry continue their search for the author, turning to Pinocchio and Marco in the hope that Pinocchio might remember a clue that will help them. Meanwhile, in a flashback to Fairy Tale Land, Snow and Charming cross paths with the Queens of Darkness, as the evil queen's dark curse hangs over all of them. So this is pre-first curse.
Pre-first curse. So they're going to we're going to find out.
Yep.
What did I say?
I don't know. We said a lot of things. I don't remember what specifically you're referring.
Like I said, I felt like the whole deal with Ursula and Cruella was before the first curse.
What deal?
What's happening? What's gonna happen? What they're talking about in the synopsis here that is better than any Walking Dead synopsis.
Yeah, because it actually has a lot of things.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring the Walking Dead into the Once Upon a Time, but that
there will be zombies.
Oh, you mean the synopsis that was just an existential question?
Yes.
It happens.
What is normal? Really?
What is normal?
No, look it up. That's literally the synopsis.
Snow White? Snow White is normal.
Is she, though?
No.
None of them are normal.
No.
I'm surprised they're not introducing Cinderella soon, or with the movie coming out.
It's too soon for that right now. It's way too soon for that.
It's way
too soon.
We've had
not
Cinderella in this season.
The way this show works is they're not just going to do like a one episode kind of tie-in. They're going to set up a half season dedicated to that, if that is the case. Once Upon a Time is not going to be the promotional tool for the movie. It's going to work the other way around. They're going to build off of the movie's popularity to continue. So if they're going to set it up in either 5A or 5B for next season. Mm-hmm. I'm almost positive. I can't see them not doing it. They have to. But
I mean,
what do you think is going to lead? What do you think is going to lead Regina and Henry to go talk to Pinocchio and Marco? It's got to be something Henry finds in the book.
It's got to be. I mean,
Well, he probably no. It's not, I don't think it's anything in the book because August had the book, so they want to see if he remembers where he got the book. Because
it might. The book is probably the trigger for Henry to go. August.
He's combing through these books with the magnifying glass. He's going to come back to those pages that August added and say, "Oh, wait, here, August put these in. There must be something, blah, blah, blah."
Well, and August, I think August knew.
August never started out with the book. The book we found out the origin was with Snow White. It went from Snow White to Henry. August took it from Henry, added pages in, and then put it in a box.
He knows something about the book.
The box flowed into whatever under, Emma's car, and Emma found the book and gave it back to Henry. So it's not like we're going to assume right now that he's not the author. Mm-hmm. But it's a possibility. It is a possibility.
It's a possibility, but there's also Regina and Robin came across the page. August could have came across the page in the same way and said, this needs to be added to the book.
Or that could be a page that August made.
Exactly. We don't know. So, I mean, there's all these
and
options.
August never said.
Yeah, there's all these options where the show can go right now.
I mean, after August left Emma in the foster home, we don't know what happened to him.
That's
true. He grew up.
Well, we know he grew up, but we don't know what happened to him. We don't know.
He turned into a little boy.
He was gonna get married, and he was in Europe, wasn't he, with his lady?
He's gonna get married?
No. He was on an island, banging some island chick, and then he started turning to wood the minute the curse was broken.
Yes, I mean, he was away living his life with a lady. He was somewhere that was not on the U.S. continent.
He was on the exact opposite side of the world from Maine. Whatever is exactly straight down the middle, because I remember...
Like straight through.
I remember because it was like... What was it?
Like
it was 7:15 in the morning, right? Because of the lost thing. Mm-hmm. It was 7:15 in the morning, so it was 7:15 at night, or vice versa, for August.
Storybook.
But there's a lot. I mean... he could have been drinking and gambling or drinking to not remember something. You know, we don't know what happened. There's a lot of missing pieces, and there's a lot of missing time, and that's something they could do later on. We don't know.
Yep.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
August.
That's a month.
But how did he come up with the name August? Who gave him the name August?
It's a pen name.
I mean...
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
And at one time he had to have met... What's his face? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. The page... The page that Robin Hood found. Maybe Pinocchio... Maybe August found a page. Maybe a page came to him and then he put it in the book.
That's a possibility, too.
You said that? I'm sorry.
Like the same way that... I mentioned the same way that Regina and Robin got their page. Yeah. August got his.
Sorry.
And at some point, August and God, why can't I remember his name?
Marco.
No.
Geppetto.
Not Geppetto.
Geppetto is Marco.
Yes, I know.
Marquetta.
I'm being difficult.
Henry's dad, Neil. At some point, they met and they knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that come about?
It's a good question. Good question. I don't know. I'm excited for this next episode because I need more Pinocchio. We need more Pinocchio in our lives. He's a real boy.
Did you know he's a really bad motivational speaker?
You have potential. You have...
Nikki, where can the people find your potential?
I do not post my potential on Twitter, but you can find other things on my Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Clio, where can the people find your potential?
You can find me at Cliomoto on the socials and on Twitch at The Cliomoto. And on Etsy, I'm selling things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the power of Grayskull! Wait, that's the wrong thing.
That's Wonder Woman.
No, I know it's Wonder Woman.
No, that's He-Man.
I know.
Rachel, where can the people find your lack of potential?
Oh, thanks. I'm keeping the shirt now. At Savannah 17. I'll just give it to Nikki.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, where I have absolutely zero potential as well.
This will happen.
Princess Deadpool!
At Phenomenon.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
PHENOMEDOM.
Sorry, you did it last time.
Yeah, I know. I've thrown your game off.
Man.
You can also find us on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows.
Are you gonna throw him out of the ruins now, Chrissy? He ruined your groove.
Till next week.
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the...
Wait, hold on. Before I end this, Clio, hold that up real quick.
What?
Hold that Wonder Woman thing up again. Why is that black and blue?
You know what? No!
Stop
it!
Potential.